So, what do you guys think about what that kid did? Is that pretty typical for how kids respond to bullies? How do they normally react to people bullying them? Shut down? Everybody shuts down?
Not everyone.
Some
So-
get angry, some get depressed,
Depression, angry,
motivation.
You
right?
take your anger out on other people.
Take their anger out on other people, start getting mouthy sometimes, maybe they start bullying other people. Like there's a ton of reactions that normally would go on, right? When you see these things going on. And that just kind of leads in a bad place in life. And they kind of get a bad group of people. Maybe they find a group of people that are bullied and they go just hang out with them, right? And then they go around, they start bad-mouthing all the other bullies, right? And so now they're bullies because they're bad-mouthing the bullies. And it's just right? So he did something to move in a whole different direction, something that made him feel good. And his feel good was something that he was going to be able to give to other people, right? Share with other people. They were going to be able to enjoy what he was going to do. He's going to use his own talents. He's going to give to other people, right? And he was going to feel good for giving, okay? And that basically happens to us all in life, all right? Bad things happen to us, okay? And it's how we respond towards our purpose, okay? And the key to this whole thing, purpose of life, okay, really kind of sits in that space, is that your purpose in life has to do with your talents, your gifts, and the trials. That's a trial that he went through, right? Trials and sufferings that you go through. And when you can handle them good, in a good way, and do something to give back in that space, people will give you the golden buzzer in life. Does that make sense? Okay? And so when one of my employees came to me and goes, how are you being so at peace when all these bad things are happening to you? It's not your fault, it's not this, blah, blah, blah. How are you doing? I'm like, you should have seen me before. Right? Before I understood my purpose in life was to be able to deal with all these things. Right? And I'll read a scripture. You want to read it, Ellen?
Sure, which one do you want to read?
It might be a different translation than I might. And whether there be any afflicted, it is for your consolation and salvation, which is effected in the enduring of the same sufferings, which we also suffer, and we were comforted. It is for your consolation and salvation when we are suffering to help comfort others. So that's the basic idea of when you suffer, and that's why this translation is a little tough to read, right? So I got English Standard in my truck. That's why I was going out there and my door was locked. There's a lot of scriptures like this that talk about when we're suffering and we use that suffering to understand others, okay? So he's going to know when somebody gets bullied, what it felt like. Does that make sense? Okay? Has anybody in here had somebody treat you in a way that made you feel bad?
In any way.
In any way whatsoever? Anybody in here had it? And was it a habitual thing that keeps happening and happening, or is it one time and never again? Or some people treat you the same bad way over and over again? Anybody have anything like that happen in your life? Like this kid says he was bullied, right? So the same kind of thing. It's bullied in different ways, but he was being bullied, right? So does anybody have anything like that in your life that you've experienced, either somebody else being bullied or yourself being not appreciated or not cared for or not understood, right? I know we've got some parents here, but us parents can be the worst at this, okay? This is an open forum session. It doesn't matter. We can love you and try to push you into this hole over here and never really make you feel important or needed or cared for, right? So have you ever not felt cared for or appreciated, right? By even your parents, right? So I was doing that with my kids. You know, I talked to you guys about this, right? Is I was basically wanting them to appreciate who I was and the way I loved them, and trying to always have an answer for everything. Like, oh, this is a great way to do this, or this is great. and if you did this, you would be successful, and if you did this, and I was thinking I was being a great parent. And what was actually happening was they were never feeling heard. They were never feeling like their opinion mattered because I always had an opinion, right? And so sometimes us parents are trying to love and care and guide, and we're covering you with the blanket, and smothering you, making you not even feel like your opinion matters at all. Does that make sense? All right. So does anybody have anything that's going on like in your life right now that people are just making you feel uncomfortable, that you think you could share with the group? And it doesn't, you don't have to get to where you're going with it, but just how it makes you feel when people don't appreciate you or take advantage of you or bully you. Anything that would kind of relate to something that creates some uncomfort in your life right now or some pain. What is it? Talk to me about it.
When I was never appreciated, or like I go out of my way to try to be ahead and be like already prepared for something,
Mm-hmm.
and just get shot down because it's not right. I didn't want it this way. You're gonna do it this way, and if you don't, I'm not gonna accept it. So it's just like I'm constantly like, well, now I'm not gonna prepare because I'm not doing it right. No one's appreciating me that I'm going way out of my way to be better and be prepared so things go smoothly, and I just get shot down for what I try to do. And it's never good enough or right, correct, and it just makes me hate my job. Not
Okay.
hate my job, just like wonder, like, how is this not right? Like, why do I have to please these people?
Right, right.
And it's like literally I just went out of my way, did this for you, and now you're bashing me.
Right.
You're telling me that you know what you're doing. It's good.
Felt wonderful?
Oh, it's so frustrating. It makes me want to run through a wall.
I wonder if that's what I was making my employees feel like, and I didn't even know it.
When you find the wall, let me know.
You felt something similar?
Oh, every day. Every single day.
Every day.
Yeah.
You're shaking your head too? You're shaking your head too? This is what it's like to get jobs.
Well,
I would like bang my dad.
Well, there's four people saying it, you know?
And now I'm like,
What do you think? Huh? You have jobs, and you're not experiencing that yet, right? Okay. So but he kind of self-employed, right? So we can talk about what your pain is. Their pain is this, right? So this is a big point of going to work for other people, right? Roddy's got self-employed to kind of control the outcome of what he does.
He's aggravated with his boss to look at the thing.
He's his own boss.
yeah.
Right?
Mad at you for not working.
I would suspect he struggles with other things though, like, I don't have somebody cutting me a check every Friday at 5 o'clock, so is my income going to be what I need it to be to make my ends meet?
I don't know what frustrates you, but you know, there's got to be something in life that, right?
People wash their hands with brushes.
Ah. What about when you see people, well, let's stay on this for a second, then we'll jump back around. Okay, so in life, you're not feeling appreciated at work, and you feel like you're putting forth more effort, and does that make you want to work harder or less hard?
Do not want to work at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And what do you-
Because
what do
then
you
I feel like it affects afterward because I'm so frustrated and just like I'm like so tensed up because I had a terrible day and I just take it out on everybody else.
Okay,
I don't mean to do that, but I'm just so frustrated because I just tried so hard at work today,
right.
but everyone said I'm dumb and can't do my job right, so I'm just a walking pile of poop.
I feel like they set you up for failure.
Yes, 100%.
All right, well, let's get a little deeper on that in a second. Go ahead, Victoria.
For me, it makes me feel like I want to push like even harder. Like, okay, if I didn't get that right, let me learn from it and try to like push harder to do. So I'm constantly just pushing myself harder and harder, and it seems like I'm never gonna get it right. So it's like it's very frustrating in that way. But I'm always like trying to like push harder and harder.
So, is this like one particular boss or a bunch of people usually that you guys are answering to?
Mine's multiple.
Yours multiple bosses? Okay, multiple?
My bosses aren't that bad, but my coworkers like practically harass me at work.
Okay.
My bosses don't care if it's family business.
Right.
Like family and friends, so then my boss would pretty much say unless they're like physically hitting me, that they're like,
Wow. We're gonna dig deeper into that too. It's something else you wanted to add? I saw your finger going.
Mine is a one doctor.
One doctor? Okay. And this doctor always treats you how?
I mean, she'll treat me good, but like if I try to like, so I work in a vet clinic, so I have to like set up things like beforehand, like I have to look into like to the full food, all I need, and what she's gonna want, and I have to know her in the back of my mind, to like what, like think ahead of what steps she's gonna take, and like I'll try to do it, and it's like always something like wrong that I'm doing, and she's like, why'd you give me this? So,
Okay, so right now, there's resistance coming around you that's causing you some pain, right, in life? Did that boy do anything to deserve him being bullied? Okay? So what we're gonna work on right now in this step is how you can take all that and have it give you the energy to rise above and do something spectacular. Because without the garbage happening to you, without the suffering, right? If you do good and others treat you good, no one really cares. Kind of, it's just nice, right? But it's not spectacular. You know, we're looking for the golden buzzer. Like, we're wanting you to get your purpose in life found here, right? So your purpose in life is something extraordinary. And once you start looking for that extraordinary and pushing toward it, which you're all trying to do, you're still going to work, right? That's amazing, right? You're not quitting, you're not walking away, you're gonna go try and face it. But what we wanna have you do is be able to go, okay, there's something here that I'm gonna grow from at work today. That I need to actually find peace in this painful situation, right? And then later, on the next workshop, when we come back, we're gonna help you understand how to look into other people and see why they might be irritated in their life and feeling down in their life and feeling not appreciated, and so they push that over on you. Because does anybody remember what Simon said about the people who bully?
Yeah.
What did he say?
They're jealous because you have something they don't.
Yeah,
bullies themselves or anything.
yeah. Bullies are usually people who are in pain, and they're bullying you because they think you're better than them, or you think, it might be that, he's got cancer and he was getting attention, and that person wants attention. Like, who knows, right? But the key to where we're going in this academy is being the type of people that look through, certainly, you're not going to be able to do it all the time. The more you work on it, you will be able to get to a place where there's this thing on there, and it's like ringer off on the left side, it goes down that way.
Yeah, I did that before I had to turn the video on, sorry.
And you guys will be able to look at each one of these circumstances. Like when those guys were coming at me and saying, you're never gonna help us be successful, I would normally react to that. I'd be like, give them 15 reasons why I'm trying to make them be successful, and 15 reasons why they're not trying hard enough. That would have been my normal reaction. But now that I'm trying to live in my purpose, I'm like, okay, there's gotta be more here, something that I can grow and learn from, okay? So let's dive into these. So for me, I want you guys, for this first step, try to think, what are these people pushing on you that you can grow from? And how can you relate it to something that you're sensitive towards, okay? That might be a big step for us, so it might take a couple classes to kind of get us through this, okay? But anything that's going on in your life, okay? Understanding, so what is your color? Put throw your colors out. Okay, so you're yellow, and you want to have fun, right? And so if you're at work, and work isn't fun, right? You might be trying to make work fun, and your boss might be complete straight up red, and he doesn't care about having a good time, or he might see you smirking or just joking around, and he might go, I'm going to be on him like white on rice. Like, I don't know, right? White, okay? So, very few bosses are white, as far as what I've seen. Is that, I'm not gonna be, dogmatic about it, but white is a person that's really trying to understand a lot of different people's points of views, and most leaders are going to go from that leaf and that red side, so they have a lot of reds that they can go to. Blues tend to be some leaders a lot too, because they feel like you know, the best way to get things done kind of
I
morally,
think Dusty's a white man.
okay? So, a white glue, is this your boss?
Yeah,
Okay, why would you say that?
because he's all over the place, 24/7, and he genuinely wants to help you
Mhm.
understand and get it done the best way, but he tries to listen to so many things, but he doesn't always get his priorities right, and so it just ends up being clustered.
Right.
And it's extremely overwhelming. And whatever you do, it's not what he thinks is the first thing to be done, and it's never right.
All right, so everybody try to get one person or one event in their mind right now that causes you the most pain. We talked about just some things that cause you a little bit of issues. Everybody try to get one little thing in your life that frustrates you the most, whether it's a relationship that you're around, or just you in general when you're trying to love people and care for people, and they might not be getting you in your life. Think back on your last workshop, your strengths and limitations. Somebody that's not loving you deeply enough, and it could be just pain in your own head, okay, that you're not feeling cared for and you're feeling kind of a little bit lost, and you don't feel like you have a purpose in life, and you're just feeling like you're wandering, okay? So, does everybody have something in mind that has caused you, you think causes you or will cause you the most pain in your life? Any specific thing? You got something in your mind? Roddy, you got something? Nothing?
Nothing frustrates you about it?
So think back, because you've started to work on this stuff for a while now. You've been working on how to manage yourself and not feel all that frustration and pain. When was the last time you felt the most frustration and pain being in society? Doing things around people and caring for people and not feeling appreciated or cared for. Can you think about something? Like maybe when you first came on the golf team, some of that time there, how was your interaction with people? Was it good, great, or okay? Huh? Is there anything there that you feel like you could share with somebody someday and help teach them? Like how to be better in life? Yeah? Okay. So think about that. Because you guys' your gift to be able to share with other people is gonna be something that you've gone through in life that frustrates you. Okay? And someday you're gonna be able to teach somebody else how to not go down that road. Does that make sense? Okay? Shelley, you have a little bit of a story before we go further. We talked about you kind of sharing what you feel your situation is in life, is being able to try to understand how your expectations on people have hurt you sometimes because you've had certain kind of expectations for them. And you want to share a little bit about what, because as an adult, we'll go through our pain cycle over and over and over and over and over again, right? And we won't get out of it until we start really trying to figure out, wait a minute, it's not the other people, it's me. You want to share your story a little bit?
So,
Or you want to think about that for a second? I'll throw that other video up.
whichever you want.
You want to throw that? You think we should throw that other video up real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, then I have a question for him.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we're gonna throw one more video up that's gonna help you see what we're talking about, and then we're gonna show you how this diagram works. So you got the one kid now that he saw he was being bullied, and he did something in his life to just move past it, to better himself, and to share with other people and what good he's starting to feel already, right? Now we want to look about the problems inside our own heads. You have something to say?
Yeah, let's do that part first.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you do the diagram back up, Shelley? Put it back up. Okay, so this is kind of what, at least for my kids, and I'm not always great at it, you can ask them. We won't follow
follow anything in life unless we understand why, right? We don't see a purpose in it, we don't do it, right? So let's go through kind of what's the point? Why turn around and go the other way? So, everyone, what did this kid feel in life? Angry, frustrated, hurt. Okay, so what did he do with it?
Bottle it up.
Bottled it up. What else did he do? He named a few things. Threw things. Right? At first he just bottled it up. Then he kind of yelled at his teacher. Did it get worse?
Yes.
And worse? Worse.
So let's look at here, as Melody's saying that, okay? So there's gonna be a cycle, everyone's gonna go through this in your life. You'll find this happening to you at some point or another, okay? So this person's reaction, okay, was anger, okay? To a painful feeling. What? The feeling that came inside him, people walking down a hallway. Everybody has something on your limitation that you said frustrates you. You need to be thinking about that right now. Roddy, your thing was people that don't get things done, get organized, and you said it frustrates you or something like that, right? Right? And so those things you're gonna see in your house. Is there anybody in your family that really frustrates you because they're telling you how to do life perfectly, right? Having a big smile out of your face. They're telling you how to be perfect in life, and you actually know how to probably get it done better than they do. Is there anybody like that in your life? Yeah? Okay. Does it frustrate you inside? All right. So that painful feeling, right now, you might not be reacting to it, okay? You play golf, you get out, you have outlets, okay? But if that person is sitting beside you and they're your spouse and you're married to them, you can't get away from them, right? Running off playing golf all the time ain't gonna work. You gotta be able to face them, okay? So what we're talking about is whatever the reaction is, you can distance yourself from people, you can start getting judgy to people. This person's just a bad person, they don't understand, they're just angry all the time, they're just treating me bad. We go into this blame game over here, we're moving away from our purpose, all right? So anytime you start feeling yourself reacting, these are distractions from your purpose. Your purpose is over here to the right. That's one of the next workshops we're going to be getting into. Your purpose is to figure out this painful feeling and go behind it and figure out what's the event in your life or what's going on inside of you, right, that you can say, I can change this situation. I can do something different, right? And I can tell people how I used to react, but now I'm understanding the event and I'm going to do something positive in my life, okay? Not to react to it anymore, and I'm going to share this with others. This is the very beginning nucleus of your purpose, okay? There is something in each one of you that you have a voice, and you're going to get trials your whole life until you figure this out, okay? They're going to keep coming at you, keep frustrating you, until you figure it out. You go, okay, I can be at peace with this, right? And what we want you to do is we're going to help you learn what to do with it, right? Instead of just reacting. If you stay in that place long enough where you're angry or you're just judgmental or you distance yourself from any one of your people that you know, your mom, your dad, your family, your sisters, your brothers, anybody that you're just like, you know what, I'm just going to keep that person at arm's distance, that distance will eat inside you. It'll eat inside you, okay? You're going to have to find a way to be able to bring that person close without letting them hurt you, okay? Bring that person close and still be able to love them, okay? The Bible talks about this, loving your enemy, okay? Loving the people that hurt you the most, okay? And so this is one of the biggest things that we're going to talk about. It's our beginning point of 100% responsibility, okay? We'll start building on that. If you stay in this reaction phase long enough, you will get over here. You guys will get over here. You'll have unhealthy relationships. You'll start developing bad habits, drinking, alcohol, whatever, okay? Mistreating yourself or others, okay? Emotional depression, anxiety issues, okay? It'll get worse. You'll do whatever you can to feel better, all right?
Call them pain relievers because you do them to relieve pain. You will do something eventually.
Just as physical pain needs pain relievers, aspirin, blah, 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 your mind and your body needs it. If we can recognize the first painful feeling or thought, okay? And capture it right there and say, I'm trying to build a person that can go help other people because of this feeling that I'm feeling right now, and let it be the power. That's how we turn pain into purpose. Let that first feeling be the power. So he would go practice his violin probably every single time he was frustrated, right? You know, maybe you go play golf. Maybe you don't know. There's a painful feeling that pushed you to go play golf. We can explore that, right? And get really good at golf, and now you can go coach other people in golf, help them, and then if you see them get frustrated, be like, hey, I was frustrated too. You see how we can start building purpose for you pretty quickly? Okay? I know God, right? But that's how simple this first nucleus is. Your pain in your life, if you just let it happen, you react to it, and you get frustrated, it will keep going and round and round and round. And then all this, the result of all this, broken relationships, addictions, bad grades, depression, right? More pain.
So the boy with the anger issue, he felt anger long enough, and what did he do to relieve the pain? No, the boy with the anger issue. What did he do? Yeah, he got enraged and he threw a chair through a window, right? So that was his pain reliever, an outlet. What was his result? Yeah, he got in trouble, right? He ended up getting expelled, I think.
Bad grades, he was on the verge of getting expelled.
Yeah.
He's in his pain cycle. You will see this in everybody in your life. If you look at this and you study this and you keep this, when you see anybody acting out, whether they're shutting down, they're avoiding people, look at the first chart. You can make that as long as you want, okay? You see them start bragging about themselves. A lot of bragging is a sign of someone who's in pain, okay? Don't react to it. If they're bragging and they're always putting you down, recognize it that they're in their pain cycle. So when your boss is putting you down or never appreciating you, he's probably in pain. So I tell everybody, don't look at the behavior, look behind the behavior and try to see where their pain is, right? And you can even go to your boss or something and say, you having a good day or you having a bad day? What can I do to make your day better? Like, oh, you don't really care about anybody else but yourself. Blah, blah. I know I can be that way sometimes, but I really want to be there for you. I really want to support you. No, you don't. They'll push you away because they're still in a place of avoiding, right? Don't be offended by it. See how this was able to help me? Don't be offended by that push away. Just recognize they're still in their pain. And you can keep figuring out new approaches and new ways to deal with it and have other people to support you. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what I said this time when I was dealing with my boss or my brother or my mother or my father or my friend, right? And they keep doing this back to me, get new ideas, come share it with the group. We'll figure out ways and then go back and try it, okay? Try new approaches to it, okay?
So Kate, if we can ask you, because you were offering up, and you kind of already said, so I just want to make sure everybody catch it. So you feel frustrated with your job, and eventually, what do you do? What did you say it causes you to do? Right. So for now, you're just having a reaction, right? What's going to happen if you keep feeling that way?
One day,
Right.
Yeah, or worse, you will find your moralities will go bye-bye if you stay in this place long enough, okay? Things that you care for, things that are important to you, 2 workshops away, 3 workshops away, where you get into your morals. You're going to lock them in, let you help you understand what your morals are, what is important to you, and watch when you start walking away from your morals, okay? It's going to be when you're frustrated too long, okay? And then what this is going to do is going to be able to help you to go in your mind, when was the first painful thought I had this week, right? Where was that first painful loneliness feeling or feeling of unappreciation or whatever? What did I do with it? You probably didn't let it come inside, or you tried to just let it go away, act like you didn't hear it. It was still in there, okay? And then something else comes, boom. Something else comes, boom. Before you know it, you need a pain reliever and you might skip steps. You might go to, drugs, sex, alcohol, whatever it is, and then everybody around you is going to start pointing their finger at you. I mean, you're a terrible person. I can't believe you would do that. Oh, right? Okay?
You have something to say, Kate? Or are you excited to say something?
No, just cut me off because, if you got something to say, it's more important what I have to say.
So do you think, Kate, that your life will ever get better? I mean, is your job situation gonna get better like
Absolutely.
this, in this state, I'm saying, staying in this state of
I mean,
frustration, is that gonna help?
No. But what he told me on the golf course the other day, that he said something to me. 'Cause I was like, I'm on fire right now. And you're like, it's like a roller coaster and that's life.
Right, yeah.
And I thought about that a lot on the way home.
Yeah, you were in a zone, you're in a pocket, you're
Yeah.
just feeling it, right? And you want to capture those moments. So I journal around those moments, right? We are gonna buy you guys journals and get you guys journaling once we kind of get you in sync. But right now, just, do it on your workbooks. I want to have you actually bring your workbooks back with you. I know that you're gonna hate me for that, but so during the week, you guys can add to what you wrote here, and then you add a little example. Oh yeah, I saw this. I saw this pain cycle this week. I saw me acting in my limitation when I was talking to, my boyfriend or my father or my mother, right? Putting all these pieces together, it's going to be very, very simple for us to kind of go, okay, so here's the things that hurt you the most in life. Here's how you used to react to them. Here's how you're starting to react to them. Here's how you can share it with others. Go do that. That's part of your purpose, okay? And you'll find that your talents, your natural talents, will all tie into it, okay? Like this kid's talent playing the violin, okay? You might have had an aptitude for music. We had to work to build the talent. He had an aptitude for music, right? That was natural. Obviously, he could play the violin, dance, keep rhythm with the whole thing, and, get an experience out for the audience they hadn't seen before. I've never seen a violinist act like that. You know what I mean? So that was inside of him, right? He brought that out. Does that make sense? Okay, all right. So are we gonna play did you want to add any more?
I did want to say, sorry, Kate, I said that for you. What I meant was, if he was the violin kid, like, if he had reacted negatively, he had, we'll say, gone into depression,
Yeah.
or just felt terrible, would he have ever been able to do that with his life? That's what I meant. Sorry, I said that very poorly.
No, I got the point.
Be amazed to be hundreds of kids in the comments that said, me too.
So just from hearing that, does anybody feel anything that's kind of inspiring me to kind of say, there's something like that going on in my life, or I can see myself? Anything just from hearing that you can share? Cassie, you're shaking your head.
You don't have to know how to turn it around yet, that's future workshops.
Right.
Just the frustration part, even, if that's all you can think of.
There's something that frustrates you about people around you, right? For me, it was not feeling connected with people deeply enough.
It's just my dad and I at home. I do like everything. I try to like take care of the people I care for. So like I try to take care of Katie. I try to take care of my dad.
Oh yeah, you do.
I'm at work. I try to take care of everyone at work. And like my dad's very closed off. Like after my mom passed away, it was really, really difficult for us.
Right.
So we've gotten on a good page. Like he's my best friend. We have a very good relationship now. But like he's really closed off. He doesn't talk much. Katie talks a lot.
Right.
Doesn't talk much, he doesn't open up at all, and he doesn't do a good job at like he can go ahead and give me all the gifts, but that doesn't matter. So like when I cook meals 5 days a week, and I'm coming back from working 9 to 5, and then I'm cleaning, and then I'm telling Kate, hey, I can't see you this day because I just need a weekend to clean, and then like my dad's, sitting there, he can't even say he appreciates it, or he can't like open up to me, so that's frustrating. Like
Right.
living with someone who obviously cares about me and I care about him and I take care of him, but he can't show that he cares.
Right.
Like it's very few that will be able to like show it. And it's not in like a normal way. Like I don't ever hear it. It's like, oh, I knew you were frustrated about this. I got this to help you with that. Like he can never like actually voice it, and it's very few. So it's hard going to a home where like obviously I know he cares about me, but I'm doing everything, and then I'm going to work and I'm doing everything with these like really rude coworkers, and then wanting to take care of everyone else in my life. Sometimes you just feel like you need someone to help you with it.
This is huge. No doubt in my mind, that this is a part of our purpose, okay? This is our part of our purpose, to go through this trial, okay, and to be able to not start going down a road that's gonna just do things to make her feel better right now. Give up, push people away, not have close relationships, right? And then worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Because that's where a lot of people will go. They'll just say, it's too much. It's not worth it, right? It's not worth it, okay? You stay on this journey, okay? You're gonna find peace within all this pain, okay? We're gonna build the footsteps and the tools to be able to help you understand the people around you, feel empathy instead of anger in all these situations that are happening. Joy and peace, and no one's gotta change. But you'll feel resonantly joyful. And then we're gonna put you in front of people who've suffered the same pain like we heard in the scripture, and you're gonna be able to comfort them. And you're gonna feel amazing. And nothing's gotta change. As a matter of fact, there'll be a point, and the scripture says, when you count it all joy, James 5, count it all joy when you're in trial and suffering. Okay? And you'd be like, what? How could that be? Because now, the more you deal with it, the more trials that you deal with, the more you can help others, the more you can relate to others, and you're able to give more joy. And it gives you back joy, because you're doing it unconditionally, without any need. Like, you're not going to be giving, I'm doing this for you, I need you to give this back to me. You're going to be able to give unconditionally. It's going to take a full transformation. Because how many people around us do we know that are actually trying to do this in their lives? Not a lot, right? It's hard. But we can do a ripple effect, and we can talk to each other about how we're trying to do this, and how we're trying to love people that don't even know how to love. That's what's going on, okay? So, event, misplaced love, #1 top right category, okay? Under event, misplaced love, then it goes to abuse. Most of us have been loved in a misplaced way. Now, we don't, not that it was intentionally done bad, but this person doesn't know how to love you. So once we start understanding all the different ways to love, we're going to start seeing this person only knows how to love in one-dimensionally. They have been taught unconditional love, the stuff that you guys are going to learn right here in this class, okay? And when you learn that gift, you're going to add that to your tool belt. You'll be teaching girls unconditional love and caring and how to put themselves in the right surroundings and environment of people that do know how to love, right? And so you'll have a whole place to be able to share. So thank you for sharing that, okay? Because that in and of itself is exactly, so she's not right now, do you have any reactions? Do you see anything up on the reaction board or something that we should have, I wrote that, so it's not a scientific list, okay? Anything of mental health. Is there anything in that reaction list, the first reaction that you see yourself doing?
Yeah, I did a lot of like seeking approval, like, especially at work or even like with my dad, because I know like, okay, well, even though I'm already doing this, if I go 10 times out of my way, then I already have maybe
I'll get a
say
little
something,
attention,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, and I shut down a lot,
Yep.
but then I don't, yeah.
Enjoy that because it's good.
Yeah, like I'll make their plates and I'll wait for them to take a bite.
Right.
If you like it, is it good? And I'm like making things I know
And that makes your whole heart feel better.
Yeah.
If the food's good, if it's just, I get that. I
And I do
understand.
it at your house.
Right,
I
okay.
come over and cook and I'm like, oh, is this good? It's good.
Right, and I'm starting to, every once in a while, get to a point where I can actually give to people around me. It's like that guy, I'm doing better and better, where I'm not needing their approval back. I'm almost going, whatever, and I can take the negative or the not appreciation or whatever, and I'm feeling fine. I'm not going down. You know what I mean? And so the times that I do that, that's like a miracle. That's a miracle, a change of the heart. Just that one moment where I feel at peace instead of feeling like somebody just ripped something out from under me. Right? So can anybody else look up there, and you don't have to share, but can you see anything that possibly on that left category that you do sometimes in life? Right? So then what I want you to be able to do is in your own mind, look, is there something painful is there a painful feeling in my mind that I don't even maybe know about? Okay? Is there a painful thought? Because if you're blaming others, if you're always feeling like you need to be defensive, defending yourself, you're not in a state of total joy, okay? When you're total joy, it doesn't bother you. We got a long way to go before we get there, but we will. We will. And I'm telling you, if we build these type of thoughts, okay, in our minds right now, God will bless that energy, and He will start surrounding you with things that are going to help you feel this way, okay? So, as far as the event is concerned, anybody think that they having, so we've got misplaced love up there. Abuse, anybody know anybody that has abuse in their life? I've run into a lot of kids that have had abuse in their life. It goes on, okay? It goes on a lot. And so they feel completely worthless in their life. And a lot of them are jumping right down to the pain reliever. Unhealthy relationships, unhealthy habits, and they're going right over to broken relationships, dropping out of school, and I've known people that committed suicide, before we could get to them. So this could really help people. You guys can make an impact in your community, okay? So where are you at now, Melanie, as far as, did you have something else you wanted to share at this point, as far as the way he turned his reactions around? Or did you want to share anything that was on the board? I'm sorry, was you showing?
No, so
It was showing, but.
funny thing is, I've had twice as much time as you guys to screw stuff up. This is kind of a checklist for life.
This is real. This is real. Everybody in your life is going to go through this. And the longer it is that you don't figure this stuff out, you're going to get to a point where you've hurt people that you love. Okay? And you never meant to. Okay? Have you ever hurt anybody you love, given her a minute to regain yourself? Okay, you ever hurt anybody you love? Okay? And you just shocked. Because you love them so much. Okay? You're not going to be able to change this on your own. But if you put a team of people around you, okay, and we're going to help you understand and build a relationship with God and get His help, that's going to change everything. We will be able to do that. Just wanted to give you a minute.
I appreciate it. I love my mom and dad. They got divorced when I was 17. I looked for acceptance and love in other places. Met a guy that could be a good guy when he wanted to be a good guy, but was much more comfortable being a good guy, just to be honest. Made some crappy decisions. I got pregnant at 18. Found out the second day of my senior year of high school I was pregnant.
So let's stop there for a second. Just give you a minute to kind of pull yourself. You shared a lot already, right? So what were you feeling when you were in high school? Were you feeling not loved, not cared for, your parents? What was the feeling, right, that you first felt inside?
Abandonment.
Abandoned. I should have put that one up there. Okay? So a feeling of abandonment, did you start hanging out with certain people that made you feel better, like a group of people, or?
I always hung out with my sisters and her friends a lot.
Right.
Because I was older and I could drive and she couldn't, so I was a great taxi cab.
So unhealthy relationships then is what you jumped into.
Yeah.
And that's the way it'll go. You're a wonderful person, wonderful morals, wonderful character. I work by this woman every day. An amazing, wonderful character person that has deep, passionate ability to care and love people, right? But then she says she got with a guy that's, I don't like her choice of words, but at the end of the day, right, she didn't know what a healthy relationship looked like, right? And neither did that other person, so neither is he a douchebag or she. It's we all need to understand what unconditional love is before we jump into it. If you try to get into a relationship when you're in pain, you will not be looking for the right love. You can't. You are blinded, okay? I wrote on here, I think we took it off. No, it's there. Shutting down, blah, 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 blah. On the first category, on my first list that I wrote at 2 o'clock in the morning when I did this, it says the brain slows down, okay? When you're in pain, your brain, and now they're scientifically tested and proven, I'll try to get some of those articles and stuff and bring them in for you guys, that your brain actually, when it's in pain, the neurological pathways, they see the action of the brain, they can track how fast it moves, it slows down. Okay? So when you see somebody, you say, you're being such an idiot, you're being so stupid, how did you even think like that? Right? You ever see anybody around you that you felt that way about, like, I can't believe you would even say that, like, that's so dumb. You're probably in pain. Probably in pain. You know? And now I've seen it around me and I go, oh, this person, I can't believe they, how could they see this action that I did and answer it or think it's that? So far from what the truth really is, they think it's the truth. They're usually in pain. Okay? So then you were in pain. Your pain reliever was unhealthy relationship. And just, you probably knew how to be a life of party and be fun and attract people at some level.
It just didn't hurt.
And did that cause more pain in your life?
Oh, yeah.
So this is something that you believe in.
And the crazy thing is I went on to go to school, get not one but 2 degrees, and met a good guy, and he and I kind of grew up together, and he and I rubbed each other raw, because neither one of us knew how to talk the language that they wanted to do. And in the process of that, we damaged our car, damaged each other, and getting divorced after 6 years of battling and trying to hold it off. It'll be finally in March. And I really hope that it's going to give us a sense of closure, give him a sense of closure, give me a sense of closure. One of the things that I've realized since working with Carl that I never really realized was how disrespected I felt in many ways. And not all of it was his fault. Some of it was just me misreading it because of my own stuff, my own filters, my own pain. I hate that I hurt him. I hate that I hurt him. I hate that he's hurt me. Since I've been working with Carl, who has been incredibly generous with me through the process, has been able to tell me things that I needed to hear in a way that was calm and kind and respectful, even if it wasn't what I wanted to hear. And there have been times when I went, how dare he say that to me? There is no way he knows me at all if he thinks that's true. And the more I chewed on it, as I do, the more I realized he was right. And there were things that I blame my parents for, there were things I blamed my husband for, there were things I blamed my kids for. There are things I blame myself for that weren't fair. And I have a long way to go to heal and help other people around me. But I feel like in the last year I made really big strides in at least not hurting anymore.
I'm crying because I don't want to see you guys. We're good people, but we went through this, you know? And I want you to really dive in, you know, understand yourselves. Dive in to understanding that this was God wrote this at 4 o'clock in the morning, I didn't write that. There's no way. Okay, and it's insane how everybody plugs into it. I've shown this to now hundreds of people, doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists, every single one of them say this is absolutely the way it works. But God gave this to us. Start helping ourselves understand, helping us dive in, helping us check each other, okay? There's no life school. There's no life school, okay? Math, reading, and writing, and all these things are way important in your life. They're no more important than this. Understanding these things, okay? We don't want you to go through what we went through. We don't want you to go through what we went through. Go ahead, no.
One of the great things about working with you guys as teens is hopefully help you guys before you get to the point that we've all been at. I really like to point something out from Hunter. I know he's pretty good about being open to it if you don't mind. I'm white, so Hunter, you're gonna feel for a little bit of this. Maybe you as well. So not all reactions or pain relievers might seem bad. So especially for you guys as teens, you're gonna come up with these maybe early in life. That's kind of the reason I want to point it out. Because my pain reliever, believe it or not, was to make peace. I make bad situations go away. That doesn't seem bad, right? Neither did me either. Okay? So the biggest thing for me, so if you guys have a hard time with this, one of the things I really want you to do is what I had to do for myself. Hunter may need to do this too. Being white, you might have similar reactions as me. David? Is go to the result. In other words, if I keep doing this, had I asked myself earlier in life, if I keep doing this, what will happen eventually? I would have realized that it wasn't a good choice. Because in making all the bad things kind of go away, they never got fixed. Right? So I've affected my children in these a lot of ways in just making peaceful situations in my house be peaceful without actually fixing the cause of anything. So because I wasn't willing to step up, because I wasn't willing to speak up, I didn't fix anything, so I didn't really create peace, I just kind of quieted turmoil. So you might need to think in some of your feelings and reactions, what will happen if I keep doing this? What will be the long-term result? It's something that I think you need to think about a lot more as teens because we don't always think really far down the line. So if you do struggle, think about continuing to do this in the future and what will be the result of it down the line? Because it may not seem bad when you think.
I think the two things that I think of when you talk about that are things that most people would probably think of as a big deal. But one is overextending yourself, and the other is shopping therapy. I am not even kidding. I am not even kidding. I know so many people.
Oh, gambling's up there, shopping,
Yeah.
working, okay? People can be in pain in their relationships and they'll just go work all the time because it's a good thing. Like, no one's gonna judge me for working 5 jobs, right?
What will happen in the long run?
Well, what do you think would happen in the long run? Say you have a problem at home that you don't wanna deal with, or you don't know how to deal with it, and you just start working a ton.
Like you're gonna get beat down physically from working a lot, and then you're gonna want to take a break and go home, but then realize your home problems aren't fixed either. So you're kind of at a standstill on where to go.
It's band-aiding.
Right,
It's Band-Aid.
exactly, it's Band-Aid. So it might seem like a good solution, but if you really keep playing it out in the long run, it's not a very good solution.
And home may not be there for that.
The resistance around you is pointing to you to figure out how to deal with it, how to overcome it, and then how to share that with others. Okay? And I'm starting to tell myself, and it's so crazy. The more I see it, the more it's driving me nuts. It's everywhere. Like right now, the resistance that is pushed, so God keeps giving you different layers of stuff to grow on. Right now, it's being literal. I'm a very figurative person. Everybody around me is smothering me with literalness. All right? And it's like people that I love are all, and they're all pushing the same exact button. Because God's trying to get me to understand, because I want them to all move, because I see it causes them pain from being too literal. God wants me to move because it's causing me being misunderstood from not being literal enough, not getting my words right. okay? Because I'm being misunderstood. I was always thinking as everybody else, not understanding me, like, of course I wouldn't do that, or I wouldn't act that way. Why would you even think that? Well, you said this. Well, I didn't mean that, I meant this, duh. Like, right, blame them. I blame, right? Why can't you just get what I'm saying? I used to tell my boys, you know, don't make me say what I'm saying when you know what I'm trying to say.
I feel like we're not doing
Right? And my oldest son's an industrial engineer now. Like, billion-dollar companies are listening to him to get his words right. And he told me, like, you know, now that I've had this new way of communicating with him, and I'm trying to ask him to help me get his words right, he has opened a whole bridge of his heart to me. A whole bridge of his heart. And we talk for hours on end now, right? But he was telling me when he was like, probably within like 5 to 7 years ago, he was like, I don't believe you because you lie to me. Never lie to me. What are you talking about? You know, back him, right? Right back at him. And then, yeah, they're doing it right now. You just said you never lie. You're lying right now. Like, but then God was like, hey, it's you. There's resistance. I need you to learn from it. How do you think I lie? What do you say? Well, give me an example. Well, you said this and this. I'm like thinking to myself, really, you thought that was a lie? You know, I wasn't being literal enough. Okay? I would say things like just simple things. You just came into the room the other day and you told me, I've told you 1,000 times not to do this or this or that. You lied about that. Like, what did I lie? I didn't tell you that because you didn't tell me 1,000 times. You told me 4 times.
But he's a very literal person.
I could sit there all day long, and I did as a parent blame him for just trying to be disrespectful. I'm serious. You know how much pain this? I mean, that relationship I wanted, I didn't have that relationship. Simple, stupid words, man. Simple, stupid words. I was not having a relationship, but I couldn't get my words right. And I just wanted them to change. Well, just understand. Just understand. It don't work that way, guys. Don't worry, you can't change anybody else. Okay? You can change yourself. And it's hard. It's hard. But man, it's beautiful when you start getting these relationships around you. Okay?
And that seems like a lot right now, but really throughout the rest of the workshops, we'll show you how to do it. That's
Yeah.
why it said so beautifully, when you get it, you'll get it.
One little thing before we write. Small steps. Remember he said he went to exercise? Okay? It's crazy. That's one of the steps that I did. The hardest thing for me when I lost Jordan was to exercise. I had the pain had stopped my ability to want to be able to go push myself. Literally, I can be honest with you guys, it's been 2.5 years. I have yet to have an exercise that was as fully intense and hard to the point where I was beyond exhausted, like I used to love to do. I haven't even gotten there yet. Like, I haven't fully recovered from that pain. My brain can't push me beyond a certain point. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. The further I push myself, the more I see myself able not to blame others and feel so depressed, feel so lonely, right? So little things, right? Asking people to pray for me. And I need you to pray for me for this and this and this, right? And building these little intimate little steps. Exercise, prayer, eat a little bit better, do a little bit more studying on specific topics that I'm having a problem with. So right now, literal. So I'm studying a book called Know when to shut up, when to speak up, right? How to get your words right.